Hello YouTube. Chris Chaos here with a recent discovery that I would like to make public, as it appears it has gone unnoticed. But before I do that, I would like to read a little something that I've written for you. Since my departure, there seems to be a lot of people to whom have awoken to Matthew Ringrose's true intentions. First, I would like to say that I'm happy to see it. As many of you already know, I have in my possession a lot more detail just how far the web of deception that Ringrose has been weaving, which I plan to release as soon as I can get all my data relocated from its backup locations, provided I have a stable enough internet connection to upload it. In the meantime, consider this part of that database, and I am releasing this due to the priority. As Ringrose has boasted, TruVisionTube, in his eyes, is the de facto proof that he is not a fraud, and does intend to make good of his word. Unfortunately, this site has long been in the making, once claiming that it would cost over $5,000 US to complete, despite the estimates provided by the professionals who were originally heading up the project, trying to encapsulate Matt's vision. Eventually, we all left after realizing the truth about the so-called visionary, the wannabe leader and exploiter of what remains of the free world. So it has come to pass that Matthew finally completed what he set out to do. And now that I am nearly fully operational again, time for me to investigate. And that's exactly what I have done. Now, I'm not sure if you people have discovered this or not, but it's always good to do your homework before you get involved in something, period. As you know, I'm sure you all have seen TruVisionTube. When I first visited this, of course, I always like to get to the about information, the contact information. I like to know who exactly is heading this up, what is involved with it, and so forth. So, of course, I could not find an About Us page, but the contact page was available. Unfortunately, when you click it, and please excuse my slow internet connection here, the only thing it offers is, of course, popular tags, which is used to help trigger, like your search engines and whatnot. However, you just can send an email to the administrator. Well, it doesn't give any more information than that, except for security code confirmation and whatnot. Not any kind of names, numbers, addresses, phone numbers, contacts, corporation names, business names, nothing, absolutely nothing, which I found that to be quite peculiar, which made me want to think and look more into it, especially since that this is something that when you Google it, for example, and what I've read about it, of course, surviving the New World Order in high definition, anti-Illuminati, anti-New World Order, anti-wars, anti-Antichrist, anti-capitalism, anti-communism, and so forth. It's you're supposed to be a site where you can publish things without the fear of them being deleted, as you do with like YouTube. But unfortunately, I still need more information than this. So I went to the most simplest of tools, something that's been around almost since the internet has, which is the Whois tool. And Whois the domain, which I just went ahead and used whois.net since it provides pretty good information and I don't have to boot any of my Linux systems. And I got this, Whois information for TruVisionTube.com. Internet.net, which is basically the hub of the registrar, the whole domain name engine system, which is pretty interesting in itself. But the registrant TruVision, which is Bader al-Jahadi, not Matthew Ringrose. And if you look over to your right here, I'll move my mouse over it. It's the email is Himmler@hotmail.com. Notice that the E is replaced with the quote-unquote Elite Haxor 3 for the E. Block 6, Avenue 10, Street 1, Home 40, Furtius, which is also a tribe in Pakistan. NL, which I'm not quite sure what that is. I'm assuming it's postal information, and KW, which I'm assuming is Kuwait. I didn't quite go that far as to exactly locate this individual, but there is no information on his name when you Google it, and it's not Matthew Ringrose. But the thing that really caught my attention was the Himmler@hotmail.com. Now here we have a anti-New World Order video posting site that is headed up by a guy who obviously uses the name Himmler. As you know, if anyone who knows their history, Himmler, of course, was a high-ranking official within the SS party, the whole Nazi regime, Fourth Reich, and so forth, which that's part of the things that the Truth Movement is fighting against, because we are seeing our countries moving more towards a police state, more towards the things that, you know, that encapsulated the Nazi party and often compared to. Now, I understand that, you know, names don't typically mean something, but I don't understand how a person who is heading up such things wants to be called Himmler within his username for his email. Not to mention, this is, of course, what Matthew Ringrose himself is boasting as de facto proof that he's legit. Now, you can take this how you want, but I know how I'm going to take this, because I've done my research on Mr. Himmler. I've known him for years, and you can Wikipedia, Google it, or anything else that you wish yourself.